Aussie Story In Slang by Marisa Angelis. Well, Dad disappeared with Shaz, like a Farnham fan. The bastard took the Sheila and did a runner. She was all over him like flies on shit, and they went off for a Greek. Well, that's what Baz reckons anyways, but Shaz turned out to be Steve, a queen. So they went on for a matinee, and in came Mick. He wanted to share his prick, but Baz was quick to add that Steve, or Shaz, was not that type of Sheila. And Mick was glad, because he didn't want to poke a bloke. So he took off with liquid amber and settled in front of the box to watch the Logies. The host was Liz, the Leslie, a looker and a good sort. But not even Nugget or local yob would touch her, because if they tried she would go mad and use a magic word. There was a knock at the door. It was Olga, the gold digger, so Mick hid under the sofa till she disappeared. Next day he ran for his life and caught the gang. On the train he met a guy. Now he felt Jake, not a mate, just okay. And a jig here and a jig there, they ended up jigging everywhere. Mick was Larry, and Narelle, the nympho, was too. She finally met a great Mallee bull. His nuts are still in her hand. Mick is her hunk and full of spunk. 9 months later, the Rugrat arrived, just further proof of what a great ride. The Rugrat's Irish pa calls him a little bastard, while his Chinese yaya calls him kuklo feng shui. His cousin Marie sips her cup of tea, and her African husband Nathaniel, whose complexion is as dark as the ace of clubs and whose name rhymes with Daniel, thinks the little one is ace. And here we are in Australia, 2010, multicultural, cultural diverse, multiracial and mixed race. Democratic nation. The neighbour Raj came over in a hurry and gave Narelle his curry. Delish, she replied as she scoffed the last of the lot, and moments later started holding her guts. She dashed to the dunny, some call it toilet, washroom or loo. No need to describe the rest. It's up to yous. Bah, 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 and with a sound of sheep came in the Kiwis and holding their rugby balls, and Baz announced, the sheep's all yours. So the guys performed a haka and then sat down and around and knitted a jumper. Then entered Lucky, the Greek Orthodox priest, eating a souvlaki, followed by Lily with belly dancing and Tiftatelli. It was empty without Mr. Polly, so he came too, Kevin 07, and with fairness of his shape of the sauce bottle mate, by now the time was almost 11, and in came a bitch who thought was a dame, who made up a story that was very lame, because she sought fame. Most of the people in the nation disliked her discrimination, and hoped and waited in anticipation that she wouldn't get it. Because being fair, true blue, and democratic, and exercising one's manners is what being Aussie is all about. And lest we forget about them diggers who sacrifice for your freedom, that you use for an excuse, or just a free brekkie and a piss-up. And come Anzac Day just before the month of May, that really is St. Mark's the Evangelist Day, lest we forget, why not stay home and pray? You go all the way, even if you've made some Turkish mates along the way, get together for a barbie and eat imambadi on the day. And lest we forget, just ask poor Kiddo. He'll tell you, and go to uni and get a job, and all that advice will be handy right now. Because now we've got Gen Y dropouts who master the art of shoe-throwing exhibitions and scientific experimentation. Does Kev know? Meow, meow. How about all them jobs, apprenticeships and all, the great Aussie services who are waiting for them to call? And how about Indigenous, Aboriginal Australia? What you going to do? Why not just do it? And what about housing? Soon we'll all be baking damper. Private health and private schooling? Now that's discrimination. There's no democracy in that. Australia, it's still a great nation. In came Georgina. They wouldn't give her a job because her dad was Greek. But when she mentioned that her ma was Catholic, the Boston media showed a sign of relief, and she got the job. Oh, Struth, now that's the truth. Give physically challenged people, injured and the able to disabled, a fair go instead of stereotyping them all. They don't all use a chair, and whenever you find out, you're always unfair. They are nimble and beyond. Struth, too many people in the wrong jobs. Now that's the truth. Everything else is just dribble. Leave that to the Rugrats. They've had enough of blending an ear just for your verbal diarrhea. But hey, what would I know? I'm just a jabung, a native-born Australian. But not one for duck shove, and none of us didn't come down in the last shower. Then Baz piped up, mentioning something about Narelle, her oranges and onion, and that she went off with Steve. Now she's dust, always got the runs and the rumble bum. Stop parental alienation, and when you lame them on the road, give them a fair go. That's democratic. Now Georgina was born in 1956, became a capitalist. She helped make someone's dream into a living reality instead of thieving their material, and in return Georgina had great karma and through the person that she helped, many others benefited also. They exercise the power of democracy and all eat apples and sweets because democracy assists humanity from poverty. God save the Queen. And by the way, women demand equal pay. And no, I'm not a feminist, just an equalist. And where are the billionaire women? And why do you always promote the blokes? No, I'm not a feminist, I'm an equalist. Peace. Copyright 2010 by Marisa Angelis. And in Hellenic or Greek, Marisa Angelis. And check out my poem, Democracy by Marisa Angelis. That's what it's all about. Thank you.